Hey everybody, so before we get started, I want to go over a couple of really good sites. What the fuck happened here? I don't know what just happened to my toolbar just now. A couple really good sites that I personally use for just a lot of to just help with a lot of things in this game. Okay, so first we have Guild Wars 2 efficiency. You could plug your API key in here from your account and get all sorts of really cool information. So one of my favorite ones is this material storage, which I actually forgot to put in. Did I forget to put in? You know, let me put that in really fucking fast, dude. Sorry about that. I forgot the net store. Okay, there we go. Alright. Fuck, I forgot to put it in my little note thing. But yeah, you can see all the shit in your material storage, how much gold it's worth. I mean, there's so much other shit you could do on this site, too. For some reason, the ads aren't working on here, but if you have ad block, make sure to turn it off for both of these sites. I actually don't think Fast Farming Community shows ads. I've turned off both of them, which is really fucking weird, man. That's odd. I don't know how the hell they make their money, but yeah, so do that. Make sure these guys, I mean, these are free community-made websites. This one I know, I think this one's endorsed by ArenaNet. They're really good fucking sites, okay? Both of these are fantastic. I use Guild Wars 2 efficiency for anything that I can for any of these gold-making methods, and then I'll go to the fast farming website for this as well. And if you're looking for world boss timers, the Guild Wars 2 wiki is probably the best area to go for that, or for meta timers in general. You could also download the Blish HUD add-on and get one of those little add-ons or plugins where you can press a hotkey and you're able to see basically the wiki, this interface here, but in the game. It's pretty cool. But you could also, I think it's /wiki-et you could press, and then it takes you, what the fuck? That was weird. Okay. Well, yeah, there you go. You could do that in the game as well to look. So yeah, let's go and get into this. So the ways that I make gold in Guild Wars 2 as a pretty casual player, I've been playing for the past 2.5 years, a little over that, and I have about little over 2,100 hours in the game, I believe. Let me look. This account's really old. I didn't really get into it until like 2.5 years ago, though. 2,183. Okay, so that's, you know, it's a lot of time, but I mean that's like 1,000 a year, and that's not really a whole lot, honestly, considering that I literally just play this game. So, yeah. So, let's go ahead and get into this finally. I'm sorry about the little intro there. First thing, of course, is the daily login rewards. These are all fantastic here to get. There's plenty of gold-making opportunities you get throughout just daily logins. So, I love this system personally. I know some people don't like daily logins, but I love the way Guild Wars, and then Elder Scrolls Online, but mainly Guild Wars does it. So you log in, you get one thing, and then you can log out. I like this because whenever I'm taking a break from the game, pretty rarely, but whenever I'm taking a break from the game and I'm playing something else, I can at least log in, get something, and then when I come back to the game, I have a ton of shit. I could get a lot of gold and then buy some stuff that I want to get, like right away. It's super cool. I do really like that. And this is not anything to scoff at either. There's a lot of gold making potential just by logging in. It's crazy. There is also a little thing you could do. I'm not entirely sure if this is against the TOS or not. I don't think it is, because some Twitch streamers do it. But they basically make multiple accounts and get the I think you have to have an expansion for these login rewards. Maybe you don't anymore. I don't know. But they basically, you know, have a bunch of accounts, and they're able to get a bunch of these login rewards and then transfer the login rewards golds that they made to their main characters. So, like I said, not entirely sure if that's a thing you're allowed to do technically, but it is something people do. I don't do it personally. It's just a hassle for me to have to do that. I like the once-a-day login thing. I prefer that. But there are some things here that you get. So, of course, you get Mystic Coins quite a bit every month. And, yeah, they're not really as worth as much as they were about maybe a little over a year ago. But there was a huge crash, man. It was so sad. I mean, they're still worth a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, but they were worth, I think, almost like 2 gold or 150 at one point. It was fucking awesome. But nowadays they're worth more around 70 to 80 silver. But that's still, I mean, you get a good bit from just monthly login rewards. So next thing here is laurels. You get a ton of laurels throughout the month. And for your final chest of loyalty, you can get, I think it's like 25 or like 40 laurels, something like that. I kind of forget. And then, of course, you get the crafting materials as well. Those are your main gold things there. And you can essentially go to a laurel vendor and use one of the sites I just mentioned there to go to the laurel conversion. And you can actually buy one of these crafting bags. And you get a absolute shitload of gold. It's pretty fucking awesome. And, yeah. That is a really easy way to get it. So I have spent a lot of time working up my home instance. So I've spent a lot of time literally just getting a whole bunch of shit, a lot of gold. Now, I know it's not the best idea to do that. Technically, you could actually just ask someone in chat for a full home instance if anyone actually has it. I've already cleared mine out today, so you're not going to see any of the nodes or anything, unless they're kind of left over. But that is something that I have really enjoyed doing. Guild Wars 2 efficiency does also show home nodes that you have and don't have. And yeah, it's for me, I like it because it's something for me to collect, and I really enjoy it. I don't like having to rely on other people for that kind of stuff, so I just really enjoyed getting a lot of this stuff. I also use the fast farming website to see the nodes and what they're worth, and go for the ones that are worth the most first. So I have a ton of nodes. I have, I believe, about half of them at this point. Maybe a little over that. I have almost all the ones that are really good that you don't need like crafting ranks for or anything to like convert some of the materials to it. I have a lot of stuff here. There's also another thing you could buy in the gem store whenever it rolls around. These expedition contracts. So I have almost all of them, I think. I have the Living World Season 3, 4, End of Dragons, and then I have these trophies and basic resources one. So I once again used a fast farming website to see what the most profitable one is, and I set it to that. Basically how that works is you get a little package delivered every day to you, these daily gathering yields, and you just get, it's this little consumable thing. Not sure if I have any on here, but you double click it, you get a whole bunch of shit, and you could do what you want with those basically. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I also have volatile magic tools. So these gathering tools will give me volatile magic whenever I gather. There are a few other ones that are really good too, but I think this is the one that I really like, getting that volatile magic from gathering. And we do a lot of gathering in this game, so yeah. And yeah, so that's it for that one. The third thing here is going to be the converters, or the gobblers, whatever you want to call them. So let's go ahead. I should have just pressed that to go back to the bank. So let's go back to the bank here. I'll go ahead and show off some of the converters that I have. There are more than this. I don't have the last one to get... so there is a little collection here. So I have 3 of these. There's a last sentient one. I think it's... I forget what it's called. But you're able to combine the 4 of those in the Mystic Forge and just get one converter that opens up a UI interface so you could use all of them basically in like one. But I'm too lazy to get that last one because it's kind of useless for the shit that I want to do. So... yeah, so for this, we have 3 converters here. Basically, I can feed some of the ascended materials that I get absolutely butt-fucked with, so that being the Imperial Fragments, Dragonite Ore, and piles of Bloodstone Dust. So basically, you can use these to sort of have convert that into consumable items, which then you can open up and it gives you a ton of materials and stuff like that that you could sell, which is really cool. There is another one where you can actually consume 250 Bloodstone Dust, which is the one that I get the most based on the activities that I do. So I actually want to look into getting that one. But yeah, pretty cool thing. I also have the Ley Energy Matter Converter and Karmic Converter. Have I used the Karmic Converter? Oh no, I haven't today. So you could also use Guild Wars 2 efficiency to see what is worth most on here. That's what I use. But I kind of have it. I kind of know what's worth most at this point. So I try and open these up every day. I mean, this is a really easy way to use karma to get gold. So trophy bag here is worth the most. You get that, open it up, boom, I got some really cool, some cool materials there. And then this is from Heart of Thorns. They give you all of the Heart of Thorns materials to spend stuff on. Do I actually... I don't remember. But yeah, you could actually get a free key here as well, which is pretty cool. So I think I'm low on pack crowbar, so that's a good one to go with. And you can actually trade out some of the materials here. I typically don't do this unless if I have a lot of materials. Like I have a lot right now. And I also have a lot of keys besides the airship parts, but I don't really go to Verdant Brink too often. But there are some really cool ones you can get. So this educational supply one's pretty cool. So there's actually a chance of you getting a Tome of Knowledge from this, which is pretty cool. You can get Spirit Shards and other shit, but the thing that I like is that Tome of Knowledge. That's a really cool thing, or mentorship. And you could use that for, of course, leveling up your characters. For me, I have all the characters that I want at this point, so I use it just to help me with my level 10 weekly Black Lion key that I do. I get a character up to level 10 and then do the personal story till I get the Black Lion key, delete the character, come back next Monday and do it. And yeah, but there are some gold-making opportunities you could do here as well. So let's open this up. I got experience boosters. Well, that still will be useful for when I make a new character next Monday, because I already did mine today. But yeah, those are the little converters that I like using that are pretty fun. There are more converters than that. but those are the ones that I use right now at least. We also, of course, have material storage. So as I showed earlier in Guild Wars 2 Efficiency, you can see how much total liquid gold your material storage is worth, as well as looking at each individual material and seeing how much gold that one in specific is worth. So a lot of the times with my material storage, I get to the point where there's so much materials in there and it's worth a lot of gold. Usually when it's about over 200 or 300, I start going to work on selling these. Now, unfortunately, the trading post in this game absolutely fucking sucks. So there's no way to mass sell materials in this game, or really anything, which is fucking awful. You can sell like stacks of stuff, but if I wanted to sell, let's say, like multiple materials, or like I want to get rid of this entire basic crafting thing, because I don't craft for shit in this game, so I want to get rid of all of it. Well, too bad, I'm fucked. I gotta sell each individual thing. I will say it is worth it usually to refine materials. So if you have, I have all the ones that I need, the crafting professions that I need at their respective levels. But a lot of the times when you refine stuff, they're worth more. I think that's the general rule of thumb in this game. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, I do refine basically everything that I get, besides going, there's like the dowels or whatever, and a few other things that you usually don't want to refine into, but those are usually, you refine it, and then you have to refine it again into something. So I just kind of do like the regular refining stuff. So if that makes any sense, you know, like ingots, planks, shit like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see how much things are worth. It's pretty awesome. And yeah. Let's see here. Daily achievements is next. So of course, when you do your 3 daily achievements in the daily menu here, you get 10 achievement points, which is the reason to do it for me. I mean, 10 achievement points just for doing, you know, maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes, depending on what dailies there are. Really easy. You also get 2 gold from it, which is very worth it as well. And there are a ton of other daily achievements that I do. So we have the daily fractals. You know, these are daily achievements, and you get a bunch of shit from them. Various different fractal stuff you could use to also make gold, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. You get a whole bunch of shit. I usually do, I'm on tier 3 right now. Yeah, I haven't even gotten to tier 4 yet, which is crazy. Because usually how I climbed in this game, I never directly went for the climbing. I just did the dailies, and then I eventually got to the next tier. Tier 3 is fucking hell on earth, so if there's any tiers that I know is going to be horrible, you know, like, I don't think any of these, if there's like an underwater one, or Siren's Reef, or Swampland, I usually avoid those, because those are a complete pain in the dick to do on tier 3, because a lot of the times in tier 3 people have no idea what the fuck they're doing. So yeah, there's that. We have the daily fractals. Of course, we have the daily strike missions. This also usually, so this they have a Cantha one, and then they have the regular Iceberg Saga strike mission there as well. We'll also talk about strike missions later. That's a pretty easy way to make gold. Of course, we have the daily End of Dragon stuff. So I like it because this one actually has a 3 daily achievement one as well. You can get a deluxe gearbox. You get some cool stuff out of that. I like the Fisher one because you can get some fish out of it, which is pretty cool as well. Let's see here. Iceberg Saga, I don't do any of those. Same with the seasons here. They do have weekly ones as well. I kind of forget where to find that. There's some like weekly shit. I think there might be weekly Cantha strikes. Here we go. There's weekly 1, 2 gold there. I think there's some other weekly stuff, but a lot of the stuff in the game is daily based. They used to have like monthly achievements. I don't know why the fuck they ever got rid of that. That's such a cool idea. Like having that eventual goal to work to every month. I mean, that's cool as fuck. I don't know why they got rid of that. Anyway, next thing after that is world bosses and meta events. So I have the world boss portal device. This thing is incredibly useful. So you press on it and there's world bosses that pop up. Really useful, fucking awesome. So these, I love doing world bosses in this game. They're fucking fun as hell. Besides Triple Trouble Run, that's the only one that I don't do, because you actually have to have coordination, and whenever I'm doing world bosses, I just want to like chill the fuck out, you know? Meta events wise, I go on the wiki timer to see what's coming up, and then I kind of just do whatever I want, basically. There are a bunch of websites, you know, Fast Farming, for instance, that shows you the most profitable meta events to do. I typically prefer the ones that are on like a daily reset rather than the farms. For farming, I just usually do silver waste. So yeah. Let's see here. Easy 3 is next. So basically, in the Eye of the North, there's my friend code if you want to add me there. I clicked on it on accident, but fuck it. In the Eye of the North here, I do the Iceberg Saga Easy 3. You could also do the End of Dragons Easy 3, but they're a little more, I don't know, I just like doing the Iceberg Saga ones because I feel like people are just better at these because they're just so fucking easy. So essentially you go here and you go to the LFG, strike missions, and it's either an experience or training. Usually people put it in experience, but I've seen it in training plenty of times too since it's really easy. So you do 3 strike missions. Sometimes one of them is daily, sometimes one of them is not. So I've seen people do the daily Cold War in there as well. They'll throw it in there because Cold War is pretty easy. So you could do that one like today, Cold War. So you could do that one as well. But the easy 3 is Shiver Peaks Pass, which is unbelievably easy. Frontier and Jormag, once again, unbelievably easy. And Voice of the Fallen and Claw of the Fallen. This one actually is the only one that has any sort of amount of mechanics to it, besides Frontier. Frontier kind of does, but not really. So you basically, there's 2 guys, right? You have one with a hammer, one with a bow. You get the guy, the bow guy to like 30%, then you go to the hammer, kill the hammer guy, and then go back to the bow guy, kill him. That's kind of how it goes because of the mechanics of that strike. But you do those 3, and you're good. I will also say, they sometimes have, they used to have it every day, but they kind of like swap nowadays. Sometimes in the daily Iceberg Saga, they have daily Dragon Response missions, which are pretty cool. I will say, you also, from the Dragon Storm and Dragon Response missions, you get another currency, which then, Defense Seals, you can convert this into shit. You could also get an infusion, as well. Somewhere, there's like a Deldrimor infusion, or like a Dwarf infusion. I don't fucking remember. Iron Dwarf infusion? Some shit like that. Oh man, I'm thirsty. Karma conversion. This is another really cool thing. So I am stacked on karma. Most people are in this game as well. And if you come down here to Bloodtide Coast, this is like one of the first hearts. This is my favorite way to do it. You can look up ways. There are more profitable ways to do it, but they just take way longer to get that profit. So when I'm lower on karma, I'll actually go over here in Queensdale to this Shaymore Garrison and go to the heart. Was it the heart vendor? Yeah, it was the heart vendor, and then you buy the cloth garrison gloves, and you do the same thing that you do here. But basically, what I do with this, and we're gonna go ahead. I'll just buy 8 of these for right now because I don't want to do a whole lot. But I'll usually max out my inventory with these leather crab grabbing gloves here. And I just do this when I have a lot of karma because they give you more upfront gold, basically, or liquid gold rather. So you do that, and then you go to your Mystic Forge, wherever you want to go to the Mystic Forge. I just have the pass here that I could do it really quickly. And we just combine the 4 of these. Forge, you get a little cool thing there. Refill, forge, just keep doing that until you can't get all 4 of them anymore. So as you can see, I only have 1. So you need to have all 4 in there. So yeah, if you think that's annoying though, we used to have to actually individually press on them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, double click, and then you go forge instead of just pressing refill. So you had to do that every time to fill it up, which was super annoying. It's fucking crazy. Alright, next thing is just simply gathering while doing map completion. So one of my favorite things to do in the game is map completion. I'll go around and I'll just explore the maps and then get them to 100%. That way, at the end of it, I could either get a Black Lion key or a transmutation charge. So the transmutation charge is roughly 75%, I believe. You only get the Black Lion key about 1/4 of the time statistically. So yeah, I will say that. But it's cool. I like it. You get keys, you get transmutation chargers. That is my personal way of getting those. I don't really like doing world versus world all the time. So that's usually how I prefer getting transmutation charges in the game. It takes a while, but yeah, it's fun. I like it. So yeah, like I said, just gather everything that's kind of in your path. I don't gather everything I see on the minimap because then the whole process would take forever. So basically, when I'm going to an objective, right? So if I were to just do this real quick, when I'm going to this objective up here, right? Well, I guess I already did this, but when I'm going to an objective, and let's say there is a material that's like right over there or something, I'll just go gather it and then I'll keep going. I'm not going to do anything that's out of my way, but I'll just gather it on the way there, you know? So yeah, there's that. And the last thing here is Volatile Magic. So you can come down to Sandswept Isles. This is my favorite place to do it because it's just literally right here. Go to Sandswept Isles. And from all the volatile magic sources that you get, which I get like literally from crafting, from my Black Lion box that I told you guys about earlier, you can go to this collector right here and trade it in for trophy shipments. And I just usually max it out, and you open it, and you sell all that shit, which is really, really cool. I will say as well, I forgot to mention this with the karma converter, you have to salvage the stuff here, so I'll just salvage it, and I'll do that. And I got a bit of materials here. Usually I'll obviously get way more, but I refine, you get leather from that one, I refine that. Cloth as well, the cloth one, you get some shit from that, and I refine that one as well. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Yeah, so that is all the methods that I like using to make gold in this game. It's a pretty fun time, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions in the comment section down below, and yeah, peace.